What is going on, guys? I'm Alvin here, and this is episode 44 of AC Reggiana's Review. This is the end of season 8, so that means we are going to have a squad analysis. But before that, let's have a look at what happened when AC Reggiana is not under any types of pressure of winning titles. Alright, so we beat Lazio 4-0. I seriously can't understand why we couldn't have this performance against Fiorentina and Palermo. I guess we will never know, guys. Seriously, this team, right? Whenever they are required to win the matches, right? They always ended up playing so badly. All right, so in Serie A, we actually ended up finishing in the third position, which, to be honest, is the best ever finish that AC Reggiana have actually got in their history of the club. So it is still an improvement, to be honest. Last season, if I'm not mistaken, we actually finished in the fifth position. All right, so this season we have actually gone up 2 position. All right, so which is in my book still an improvement, but the problem is I can't keep on overperforming season by season. All right, as you guys know, if you guys have actually watched my last 2 episodes, you guys know that we only have a transfer budget of 5.9 million this season. So I'm really not sure how am I gonna improve this squad to be ready for the Champions League season that we are gonna have in season 9. All right, we actually have a very healthy wage budget. All right, so we have about 11 million for us to spend per year, so that is really good. But for us to buy players, we will have to sell this season. All right, so without further ado, let's just get into the squad analysis and plan out for next season. All right, guys, so let's just get into the thing that we are here to do here today. All right, so this is the team that I think is going to be good enough to start next season. All right, so we are going to have Ivan Enrique, Sofiana Madi, Julian Araujo, Victor Mesogoya, Stefan Bajati, Kevin Zeffi, Ismail Garbi, and Marcos that I think are good enough, to play for us in Champions League next season. But let's just go by, position by position, and we will figure out what are we going to do next season. All right, so let's start with the goalkeeping position. Why am I going to keep this empty? Because I think it's time for us to move on from Florian Muller. All right, so Florian Muller, he is actually wanted by Liverpool and Wolves. So I'm expecting offer for him here today. This season, and we have actually promised Muller. If you guys remember, in the January transfer window, right, Inter Milan actually came in for Florian Muller, and he was upset that he wanted to leave. Blah blah blah. And I actually, promised him that if we get an offer of 6.75, we will sell him off. And with that, I actually, made a panic signing. I actually signed Inaki Pena that is going to be signing with us permanently next season. Because I was worried we are not going to have a good enough goalkeeper. And to be honest, Inaki Pena is not that great as well, to be honest. When we compare him to Florian Muller, right? I know in terms of the shot stopping, the distribution, and all, they are very similar, but Florian Muller, in a way, is a more complete player. So I think that is what I'll be looking at at this transfer window. If Florian Muller leaves us and if we manage to get a new goalkeeper, I'll be sending off Inaki Pena for a loan, okay? Because I don't think I should be paying him about 1 million if I'm not going to be playing him. All right, so because we do have Renatinho that we have been playing as a backup goalkeeper for the past 2 seasons, and yeah, if he comes back, I think obviously he's going to be coming in back next season. But yeah, I think Inaki Pena, I think we can just send him off on a loan. But I think it's something that I should be thinking about as well, because Ronaldinho is actually currently occupying one of the non-European player position. So I'm not sure in this manner, right? I'm actually not really sure whether I should be still having him in my team. But the one reason that I might be keeping him around is because he is actually homegrown in nation. So we actually do need that for our Champions League registration, as you guys know. All right, so yeah, it is still very unsure who's going to be playing as our goalkeeper next season. If Muller leaves, we will have to find a new goalkeeper, and if we can afford a goalkeeper, that is going to be great. If no, Inaki Pena will be playing for us as our first choice goalkeeper. All right, so the only position that I'm really sure about, all right, this season is actually the left back and the right back position. So in the left back position, we have the likes of Ivan Enrique and Petko Kanev. All right, so Ivan Enrique and Petko Kanev, they're actually very similar player. All right, let me just show you guys the comparison, and you guys will know that for sure. All right, so if you look at this, right, this is the polygon of Petko, Kanev, and Ivan Enrique. So yeah, I know they don't really look that similar, but in terms of the performance wise, right, both of them really played well, for us this season. But if you look at the value of Ivan Enrique, he is actually valued at about 26 to 33 million. I know he's not wanted by anyone, but who knows, right? If we get an offer of about 30 million plus for him, right, I think I might sell him off. I think in the absence of Ivan Enrique, right, Petko Kanev might be able to do a good job. And if you look at this, Ivan Enrique doesn't enjoy big matches. He's inconsistent. So that could be something that we are lacking whenever we play our important match, especially, the semi-finals that we lost. Three semi-finals that we lost, in the last two seasons. And yeah, the Serie A that we actually bottle up in the last episode. All right. So yeah, if we get an offer for him, I will be more than happy to sell him off. Especially if we get transfer value about 30 million plus. I will be selling him off. I don't think I'll be keeping him around, to be honest. All right. So our right back position, right, Julian Araujo, he will be starting next season. All right. So as our first choice right back. But Atanasio, on the other hand, right, he have actually developed really well. If you have a look at this, right, and if we compare him to Julian Araujo here, right, so if you look at this, Atanasio at 20 years old, right, he is very, very close to being good, as good as Julian Araujo. So I think next season is going to be neck to neck between these two players. All right. So I really hope, Atanasio is going to continue growing as at the rate as what he's doing, because that could be due to the reason that we are actually playing him quite a lot. If you look at this in Serie A last season, he actually had 20 starts, So yeah, that could be one of the reason. And I'm really happy to keep on playing him because he is currently playing well for us. If you look at this, he had an average rating of 6.97 in all of the competition, 3 assists, and I know he's going to get even better next season. He still have a lot of potential ability for him to realize, and I really hope he's going to dispossess Julian Araujo next season, guys. All right, so in terms of our center back position, right, there's actually a lot of question mark in this position because we actually have two really, really good players in our team, but both of them are non-European players. All right, so yeah, unless I sell any of our non-European player, I don't think I'll be able to play them next season. So the first player is going to be Santiago Lopez that we signed, in this season. We signed him for 1.5 million. I sent him, on a loan to Villarreal, and he have actually done quite well. 6.74 average rating, right, for a 20 years old. I think it's really good, and he have potential for him to realize as well. And I really hope, if we can play him on next season, right, he will be our backup, left center back in the club. All right, so another one player, Simon Ruget, and to be honest, this guy, he is even better than Santiago Lopez. All right, also the same thing, non-European player, and I really hope we'll be able to register him next season, because if we can, for a 19 years old player, right, I think he is good enough to even start for us. All right, so I think if I can register him, I will be starting him alongside Sofiana Madi. All right, his left footed is also very strong, right? Okay, so I think he will be able to play as a central defender on the left hand side beside Sofiana Madi. All right, so what do you guys think? Do you think that he will be able to do a good job if we are able to register him? Sofiana Madi, on the other hand, he was amazing for us this season. A centre back that scored 10 goals for us this season, with an average rating of 7.21. Amazing, amazing player. If you look at this, he actually had 44 starts for us. So you guys know that he is our go-to centre back. All right. So yeah, hopefully he will stay on with us next season. We are going to be playing in the Champions League. So hopefully he is not going to ask to leave us. And if he does, he will be our starting centre back. All right. On the other hand, Napi, right? Dimitri Napi here. All right. So he's going to be, joining us on a permanent deal, at the end of this season, which is really great. And I think I will be playing him as our backup centre back. I think on the left hand side, he is really a very, very good, playing as a ball playing defender. He can also play as a central defender. Maybe we should start doing that. We should stop playing with a ball playing defender or what. All right, that is something that I will actually have to think about first. All right, but yeah, I think on the centre back, on the defending position, right, we are really set for next season. There's nothing for me to worry hopefully, hopefully, guys, there's nothing for me to worry for next season. All right, so let's just move on to the defensive midfielder position. So on the defensive midfielder position here, all right, Victor Mesegoy actually had an amazing first season for us here. All right, so we actually signed him on a 6 million deal. We signed him from Lazio, and to be honest, he have actually played really well for us this season. All right, 6 goal and 4 assists for a defensive midfielder. I know we are playing him as a segundo volante, so that actually prompt him to go further up. All right, and he will support. He normally support our attacking our attacking line, and he has done a really good job. So I know he's 30 years old, but his physical is still good enough for him to start. So I will be playing him on. I don't think there's any replacement needed on the segundo volante unless we get a good offer for our midfielders and we get a better replacement on the other side, on the segundo volante side. I think if we don't do that, I think he's going to be starting for us next season. All right. Beside him, Stefan Bajetic, he is our deep lying playmaker in the team. And my goodness, guys, I know deep lying playmaker normally doesn't get good average rating, but look at his contribution for us, guys. In Europa League, average rating was 7.37. All right, in Serie A, 30 start, right, 7.25 with 6 assists. He is a really good deep lying playmaker, and currently, right, he is our key player, in the club. All right, his current ability, if you look at this leading Serie A player, he loves big matches. He's a very consistent player, and he's really showing on the field. I know we spent the big bucks on him, 15.5 million when we signed him from, Liverpool, to replace Wanden Boomen. And to be honest, I will tell you that was an amazingly spent 15.5 million, to be honest. Well worth, and I'm not going to be replacing him. And I really hope no one is going to be, no one is going to be, bidding for him, because if you look at the wanted list, right, a lot of team wants him. Manchester United want him, Newcastle, Tottenham, PSG, Borussia Dortmund, Atletico Madrid, and Barcelona. But if we really have to let him go, right, I'm not going to let him go for cheap. I'm going to try to, clinch out at least 50 million or something for him, seriously, because if we are going to replace him, we are going to find a replacement for him, right, we will really need to spend big bucks, to get the same quality of player, as Stefan Bajetic. All right. Okay, so let's go into our attacking line there. Right, so in terms of our attacking line, right, I would say, Kevin Zeffi on the left hand side, he actually did really well for us this season. 13 goals, 8 assists, 21 goal contribution in 36 starts. So I think that is an amazing achievement, amazing return for this player. All right, even for him, we actually spent 10 million signing him on, and we are paying him really big wages. We are paying 3.46 million, all right, per year. And to be honest, he's playing really well for us, all right, with an overall 7.12 average rating in all competition. I think he's quite good, but he's also wanted by Aston Villa and Villarreal. I think Aston Villa and Villarreal, I think we are going to be able to, let them back off, because I think right now, if we, especially, when the new season take over, right, we are going to be a Champions League team. I don't think he's going to be wanting to leave us for Aston Villa or Villarreal, right? I think it's going to be easier for us to keep him around for next season. All right, so Ismail Garbi, on the other hand, he was one of our best player in the club this season. If you look at this in Serie A, right, 23 goal contribution in 28 appearances with an average rating of 7.38. And in all of the competition, right, all competition, he actually had 16 goal and 23 assists, guys. All right, we only signed him for 650k, mind you guys, and I really don't know. I really don't know how he's doing it, but he is playing so well for us, guys. He's only 26 years old, and I'm really hoping that he's gonna extend. He's gonna sign an extension. And he have actually also asked for a contract. So I think I'm gonna sign him on a new contract. As much as I have to pay for him, I think I will do that, because he has been a consistent player for us. Even last season, he had 37 goal contribution for us, and this season is even better. 39 goal contribution. So I think he really deserves a big contract from us. All right. Okay, so Marcos on the right hand side, he really played well for us this season. I know, we signed him, in the last 2 seasons, but he was a non-European player, as you guys know. So we had to send him on a loan to the to championship. And when he came back this season, 32 goal contribution from him. He's only 22 years old and he is playing really, really well for us. So obviously, all right. So the competition is going to be between him and Axel Berenguer. As you guys know, Axel Berenguer also had an amazing season for us this season. 24 goal contribution in all of the competition. All right, 7.15 what average rating. So it's going to be neck and neck between these two players as well. So it's going to be, obviously, I'm going to be starting Marcos next season at the start of next season, but I'm going to be playing Axel Berenguer as well. All right, so it's going to be between them, who's playing well, who's performing well on the field. That's when I'll decide who is going to be our first choice right winger. I mean, that is a very, very good problem to have, to be honest, guys. All right, so our striker position. All right, I know Norman Bassett actually scored 27 goals for us this season, but at the end of this season, right, if you see here, the last 6 matches of us, he went missing. Without his goal, right, we really, really struggle, guys. All right, we got knocked out of the semi-final of the Europa League. We ended up winning the Serie A. So I think he's going to be he's actually an amazing striker. He can score goal, but I think we should be keeping him on the bench, as a backup. Whenever we need goals, we can sub him on, get him to play well for us. Hopefully, in the last dying minutes, whenever we need goal, we can bring him on and play well for us. So the priority is going to be getting a new striker that is going to be able to score goals for us this season. All right. So that is the plan for me for this team. And to be honest, I am really looking to sell a lot of players this season, guys. All right. So as you guys know, Florian Muller, he's wanted by the team. I told you guys, we spoke about it. If we get a good offer, we are going to be selling him on. All right. So in terms of the defenders that I will be looking to sell on this season, first of all, it's going to be Cardo Angonge. If you look at this, he's actually a good player, to be honest, when you look at his attribute. But we gave him quite a lot of chances this season, 13 appearances, but he did not play well for us. When we signed him this season, I was really expecting a lot from him. All right, so he did not play well. We gave him a lot of chances. He did not play well. And to be honest, he's not developing as well. So I think, if we can get about, 4.5 million or maybe 4 million for him, right? We sign him on a free this season. All right, so that is going to be a huge profit. I think that we can actually invest on another position in our team. All right, so I think I will be actively looking to sell him this season. He's actually wanted by some teams, he's wanted by Brescia, by Espanyol. So I think if they get a good offer in, I think I will be selling him on. All right, so another player that I'm going to be selling off is going to be our vice captain, Nicolo Armini. All right, so Nicolo Armini, I know he has been playing quite well for us this season. He's actually a backup centre back, but if I can register the two players that I was telling you guys about, right, Simon Druget and Santiago Lopez, I will be selling him on. But if I can't register them, then I don't have a choice. I don't think I'll be selling him on, because playing him as a backup, centre back, right? I think he have actually done a good job, all right? Because if I can register those two players, obviously my main priority will be to give them game time. So that could not be done, if I have Armini around in the team as well. All right, so Ismael Santos is also one of the players that I'm going to be looking to sell on as well. All right, so he's already 22 years old. I know he have potential ability, but I don't think he have never improved. We have actually had him for about, I think, 3 seasons right now, right? And he have really not improved, to be honest. I've actually gave him some game times as well. And yeah, he have always never played well for us. If you look at this, whenever I gave him game time, even in the starting of this season, right? I actually gave him some game time. He had 8 appearances, but he did not play well. So I think he's not gonna be ever good enough, to play for us. So yeah, if we can get about 5 million for him, I think that is gonna be a really, really good business. We only signed him for 1.7 million, so it's still gonna be a profit for us. All right, so Melvin Delowu. All right, I know I'm gonna be quite sad to sell him because we have the same name, but he have also not he have also not developed, to be honest. He have been with us for 2 seasons. I bought him, hoping that he's gonna be homegrown at club at the end of next season, but he's not developing well at all. Right. So yeah, I think it is time for us to just cash in on him. He have a good value there. We spent about 250k. So yeah, we will be able to make some profit for him. I think that money is going to be quite useful for us to invest on another position, to be honest. All right, so Ibrahima Diallo is also one of the players that I'm thinking of selling this season. He's already 31 years old and his physical have already started dropping. And this season, I know he have actually played quite well for us, but he did not had that impact that he had, in the last season. If you look at this, in the last season, right, when he was on loan with us, he had 7 assists, 2 goals for us last season. But this season, not a good performance by him at all. All right, so I think, yeah, he have a good value there. If we can get about 5 to 6 million for him, I think that is going to be a very very good transfer business. We sign him for 2.5 million. That is going to be almost double his transfer, fee that we paid for him. All right, so he is going to be off this season. Carlos Juna is also going to be one of the players that I'm going to be looking to sell on this season as well. We signed him for 900k if I'm not mistaken 3 seasons ago, and he have not developed well as well. All right, so if you look at his attribute, I know he looks okay. He looks quite good. Playing as a ball winning midfielder there. But yeah, this season I actually gave him some game time, but he did not play well for us. So yeah, I think I will be selling him on. All right, so hopefully we are going to be able to make profit on that transfer. All right, so Rares Ili is the player that I've actually been trying to sell for the past 2 seasons, and no one has actually been signing him. So hopefully this season he have another one more year on his contract. I think at this point, right, I will take 1 million for him as well. So I'm really hoping that he will leave us this summer. All right, because to be honest, he is really not good enough. On the left hand side we have the likes of Kevin Zeffi, Adam Hlozek. Rares Ili will never get game time, guys. All right, so Max Dean is also one of the players that I'm really looking forward to selling this season. I know he actually had 11 goals in all competition for us, but he only score against against weaker opponent, against the small teams, and he's occupying the non-European slot in this club. So I think, yeah, I will have to sell him on. We got him on a free transfer, so if we can get about I don't know, maybe 3 to 4 million, is still gonna be a profit. So I'm gonna be transfer listing him as well. So hopefully he will be leaving, and hopefully we'll be able to find and upgrade to Norman Bassett this season. All right, so that is basically my plan for this, for this team. The transfer in that I'm looking to do, the transfer out the players that I'm looking to sell. All right, it's not going to be easy to sell players, as you guys know. In Football Manager 23, it's not easy to sell players. So I'm gonna try my hardest. Hopefully, I'll be able to offload all of these players that I really want to sell. All right, and do let me know in the comment, guys. What can I do better? What do you think am I missing in this team? All right, that I can actually, that I can actually sign realistically. To be honest, you guys know my transfer budget is not high at all. It's freaking low. All right, so do let me know in the comment, what do you guys think? How can I actually improve this team that can actually turn us, from title challenges to actually becoming title winners. Alright guys, so if you have enjoyed the video, I know this has been a long video with no games or anything like that. It's just been me talking, discussing, telling you guys my plan for next season. I know, hopefully you guys actually watch until the end. Alright, so if you have enjoyed the video, please drop a like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next episode for the start of season 9. Bye bye.